Dear students, today we will start chapter 7th, relation between the roots and coefficients of an equation. Introduction. The students are already familiar with the solution and theory of quadratic equations. The object of this chapter is not only to give stable methods for solving equations of the third and fourth degrees, but to familiarize the students with certain elementary properties of equations in general. What is a polynomial? Polynomial, an expression of the form a naught x raised to power n plus a1 x raised to power n minus 1 plus a2 x raised to power n minus 2 plus so on an, where n is greater than equal to 0 is an integer. A naught, a1, a2, an are constants and x is a variable is called a polynomial in X. The constants a naught, a1, a2, an are called the coefficients of the polynomial. If a naught is not equal to 0, then the polynomial is of degree n, in which a naught is the leading coefficient and a naught x raised to power n is the leading term. Thus fx is equal to a naught x raised to power n plus a1 x raised to power n minus 1 plus a2 x raised to power n minus 2 plus so on an, denotes a polynomial of degree n in X. The value of fx at x equal to a is denoted by fa and is obtained by replacing x by a in the polynomial. Thus for the polynomial fx is equal to 3x raised to power 3 minus x plus 2, we have f1 is equal to 3 into 1 cube minus 1 plus 2, the result is equal to 4. Similarly, f minus 1 is equal to 3 into minus 1 raised to power 3 minus 1 plus 2, and after solving this giving as a result 0. To denote polynomials, it is generally convenient to use functional sign fx, psi x, phi x, etc. Remark: if all the coefficients of a polynomial fx are real, then the polynomial fx is said to be a real polynomial. If all the coefficients of a polynomial fx are 0, then the polynomial fx is said to be a zero polynomial. Next, 0 of a polynomial. A number alpha is 0 of a polynomial fx if and only if f alpha equal to 0. Example, if we take fx equal to x raised to power 2 minus 5x plus 6, then f2 is equal to f3 is equal to 0. Therefore, 2 and 3 are zeros of polynomial fx. General equation: any polynomial equated to 0 gives us an equation, the relation fx equal to 0. Example, a naught x raised to power n plus a1 x raised to power n minus 1 plus a2 x raised to power n minus 2 plus so on an equal to 0. Where a naught is not equal to 0 is called the general polynomial. What is degree of an equation? By degree of a given equation, we mean the highest power of the variable x occurring in the given equation when it is expressed as a rational integral function of the variable, that is, when the equation is cleared of fractions and fractional indices. For example, the equation 3x raised to power 3 plus 5x square plus 6x plus 8 plus 4 by x plus 3 by x square equal to 0 is not of degree 3 as it contains fractions. Multiplying throughout by x square, it is freed from fractions and it becomes 3 into x raised to power 5 plus 5 into x raised to power 4 plus 6x cube plus 8x square plus 4x plus 3 equal to 0. Thus the degree of this equation is 5, x5 being the highest power term of the unknown quantity involved. The equation x raised to power 2 by 3 plus 1 equal to 2x, after being freed from radicals, becomes 8x raised to power 3 minus 13x square plus 6x minus 1 equal to 0. The degree of this equation is 3, x3 being the highest power term of the unknown quantity involved. Thus the equation a naught x raised to power n plus a1 x raised to power n minus 1 plus a2 x raised to power n minus 2 plus so on an equal to 0, a naught is not equal to 0 is the general type of an equation of the nth degree. This may be written shortly as fx equal to 0. Making remark, An equation of first degree, second degree, third degree and fourth degree are said to be linear, quadratic, cubic and biquadratic respectively. Degree of constant polynomial is 0. Now next definition for complete and incomplete equation. A complete equation of the nth degree is one which contains all the powers of the variable from 0 to n. For example, a naught x raised to power 4 plus a1 x raised to power 3 plus a2 x square plus a3 x plus a4 equal to 0 is a complete polynomial of fourth degree. An incomplete equation of the nth degree is one in which some power or powers of the variable other than n are missing. For example, a naught x raised to power 4 plus a2 x raised to power 2 plus a3 x plus a4 equal to 0 is an incomplete equation since the term containing x cube is missing here. Roots of an equation. Any value of x which makes fx vanish is called a root of the equation fx equal to 0. Thus alpha is said to be a root of the equation fx equal to 0 if f alpha equal to 0. Consider the equation fx is equal to x raised to power 3 minus 6x square plus 11x minus 6 equal to 0. Putting x equal to 2, we get f2 equal to 2 raised to power 3 minus 6 into 2 raised to power 2 plus 11 into 2 minus 6, and after solving this giving as 0. Therefore 2 is root of the equation fx equal to 0. Now taking theorem division algorithm without proof. If fx and gx are two non-zero polynomials, then there exist unique polynomial qx and rx such that fx is equal to gx into qx plus rx, where either rx is a zero polynomial or degree of rx is less than degree of gx. The polynomial qx is called the quotient and rx the remainder when fx is divided by gx. Note, first the degree of qx equal to degree of fx minus degree of gx. Second, when gx is equal to x minus h, that is when the dividing polynomial is of first degree, then remainder polynomial rx is either 0, in this case fx is exactly divisible by gx, or a constant polynomial because degree of rx is less than degree of gx. In such case, we write fx is equal to x minus h into qx plus r, where r is constant. Taking remainder theorem, if fx is a polynomial, then fh is the remainder when fx is divided by x minus h. Proof: on dividing fx by x minus h, let qx be the quotient and r be the remainder. Fx is equal to x minus h into qx plus r. Putting x equal to h, we have fh is equal to 0 plus r, where r is becomes equal to fh. Therefore remainder is equal to fh. Thus the value of a polynomial fx for x is equal to h is same as the remainder obtained when fx is divided by x minus h. Next is factor theorem. If alpha is a root of the equation fx equal to 0, then the polynomial fx is exactly divisible by x minus alpha. Since alpha is a root of the equation fx equal to 0, therefore f alpha equal to 0. On dividing fx by x minus alpha, let qx be the quotient and r be the remainder. Then we have the identity fx is equal to x minus alpha into qx plus r. Putting x equal to alpha, we get f alpha equal to 0 into qx plus r, that is f, but f alpha is given to be 0, therefore r is equal to 0, remainder is 0. Hence x minus alpha divides fx exactly. Conversely, if x minus alpha divides fx exactly, then alpha must be a root of the equation fx equal to 0. To prove this, let qx be the quotient when fx is divided exactly by x minus alpha. Thus we have fx is equal to x minus alpha into qx. Putting x equal to alpha, we get f alpha equal to 0, which shows that alpha is a root of the equation fx equal to 0. Taking example, show that x minus 1 raised to power 2n minus x raised to power 2n plus 2x minus 1 is divisible by 2x raised to power 3 minus 3x square plus x. We have 2x raised to power 3 minus 3x square plus x. This can be written as x into 2x square minus 3x plus 1 is also written as x into x minus 1. 2x minus 1 is equal to 2 into x minus 0, x minus 1, x minus 1 by 2, marking this as number 1. Let fx is equal to x minus 1 raised to power 2n minus x raised to power 2n plus 2x minus 1. Substituting x is equal to 0, 1, 1 by 2 successfully in fx, we have f0 is equal to 0, f1 is 0, f1 by 2 is also 0. As f0 is 0, f1 is 0, f1 by 2 is 0, therefore x equal to 0, 1, 1 by 2 are roots of fx equal to 0. Therefore x minus 0, x minus 1, x minus 1 by 2 divides fx exactly. That is 2 into x minus 0, x minus 1 into x minus 1 by 2 divides fx exactly. Hence using first we have given expression divides fx exactly. Now next result is synthetic division. We have seen in the case of remainder theorem that when fx is divided by x minus h, the remainder is given by fh, which is the value of fx at x equal to h. It is often very tedious to find the quotient and the remainder by actual division of fx by x minus h. We shall therefore deduce a very simple process known as synthetic division in order to find the quotient and remainder very conveniently and readily. Suppose x raised to power 3 plus 5x square plus 4x minus 15 is to be divided by x minus 3. We exhibit below the ordinary process as well as that of synthetic division. Ordinary process is writing x3 plus x square plus 8x plus 28 and divided by x minus 3. The result is 69. And synthetic division, write down the coefficients and dividing by 3, writing 1, 5, 4 minus 15 in descending power of x, and now taking first coefficient as below the line and multiplying 3 by 1, giving as 3, writing under 5 and adding this giving 8 value and multiplying 3 by 8, 24, writing below the 4 and this giving as 28, adding and multiplying 3 by 28, this giving 84 and writing below the minus 15, and result is 69. For synthetic division, following procedure is adopted. Write the coefficients 1, 5, 4, minus 15 of dividend in order in a straight line. Since x minus 3 is the divisor, so x equal to 3 is the multiplier. Write 3 on the left hand side of this line separated by a vertical line from the coefficient of the dividend and proceed as follows. Multiply first by 3 and add the product to 5 so that the sum is 8. Multiplying 8 by 3 and add the product to 4 so that the sum is 28. Multiplying 28 by 3 and add the product to minus 15 so that the sum is 69. Then the coefficients of successive terms of the quotient are 1, 8, 28 and remainder is 69. Therefore the quotient becomes x square plus 8x plus 28 and the remainder is 69. Note, if in the dividend any power of x are missing, their places are to be filled by 0 coefficients in the synthetic division. Now next result, to find the quotient and remainder when fx is divided by ax minus b. The divisor can be written as a into x minus b by a. Let qx be the quotient and r be the remainder when fx is divided by x minus b by a. Thus we have the identity fx is equal to qx into x minus b by a plus r, or fx is equal to qx by a into ax minus b plus r, which shows that when fx is divided by ax minus b, the quotient is qx by a and the remainder is r, where qx and r the quotient and remainder respectively with multiplier h is equal to b by a. Hence we conclude that in order to divide fx by ax minus b, divide fx by x minus b by a. Let qx be the quotient and r be the remainder. Then qx by a and r are the quotient and remainder respectively in the division of fx by ax minus b. Taking note, if fx is divided by x minus a, x minus b and x minus c successively, then remainder r is given by r equal to first remainder plus first divisor into second remainder plus second divisor into third remainder. Now taking next example, divide 2x raised to power 3 minus 6x plus 23 by x minus 2 by using synthetic division. Let the given polynomial be divided by x minus 2 so that x equal to 2 is the multiplier. Writing the coefficient of given equation and using the synthetic division, we have writing coefficients 2, 0, minus 6, 23 and dividing by 2, multiplying, writing 2 below the horizontal line, multiplying 2 into 2 giving 4, adding with 0 giving result as 4, multiplying 2 with 4 we have 8 and subtracting with minus 6 giving as 2, multiplying 2 into 2 4, writing below the 23 and adding 27 as remainder becomes 27. Thus when 2x raised to power 3 minus 6x plus 23 is divided by x minus 2, the quotient is 2x square plus 4x plus 2 and the remainder is 27. Note, since the term containing x square is missing, its coefficient has been taken as 0. Example second, find the quotient and remainder when 6x raised to power 4 plus 11x raised to power 3 plus 13x square minus 3x plus 32 is divided by 3x plus 4. Here 3x plus 4 can be written as 3 into x plus 4 by 3. Let the given polynomial be divided by x plus 4 by 3 so that the multiplier is minus 4 by 3. Using synthetic division, we have minus 4 by 3 is the multiplier. Writing the coefficients of the equation 6, 11, 13, minus 3, 32 and making synthetic division, we have writing 6 below the horizontal line, multiplying with minus 4 by 3 giving as minus 8, adding we have 3, multiplying with 3 we have minus 4, adding this giving as 9, multiplying with minus 4 by 3 giving as minus 12, adding minus 15, minus 15 multiplying with minus 4 by 3 giving as 20 and result is remainder is 52. Thus when the given polynomial is divided by x plus 4 by 3, quotient is 6x square plus 3x square plus 9x minus 15 and remainder is 52. Therefore when the given polynomial is divided by 3x plus 4, we get quotient as dividing the previous quotient by 3 and this giving as 2x3 plus x square plus 3x minus 5 and remainder is 52. Next problem, that is using synthetic division, find the value of 4x raised to power 4 minus 3x cube minus 2x square minus 37 when x is equal to minus 3. Here we divide the given polynomial by x plus 3 using synthetic division. We have writing coefficient 4 minus 3 minus 2 0 minus 37 in horizontal way and marking line as horizontal and vertical and writing the multiplier in left side minus 3. Now writing 4 as first below the horizontal line, multiplying minus 3 with 4 giving minus 12, adding minus 15, minus 15 into minus 3 giving 45, result is 43, multiplying with minus 3 giving minus 129, adding minus 129, multiplying with minus 3 give this giving as 387 and remainder is 350. By remainder theorem, 350 is the required value. Example 4th, given that minus 4 is a root of the equation 2x raised to power 3 plus 6x square plus 7x plus 60 equal to 0, find the other root. Since minus 4 is root of the equation 2x raised to power 3 plus 6x square plus 7x plus 60 equal to 0, marking this as number 1. Therefore, x plus 4 is a factor of this equation. Therefore, dividing 2x raised to power 3 plus 6x square plus 7x plus 60 by x plus 4 by synthetic division, we have quotient as 2x square minus 2x plus 15 and therefore depressed equation is 2x square minus 2x plus 15 equal to 0, which is quadratic. Solving it, we get x is equal to 2 plus minus 2 square root minus 29 by 4, and solving this, hence the roots are 1 plus minus square root of minus 29 by 2. Now the next example is solve the equation x raised to power 4 minus 20x raised to power 3 plus 140x square minus 400x plus 384 is equal to 0, two roots being 2 and 8. Since 2 and 8 are the roots of the given equation, therefore x minus 2 and x minus 8 are the factors of left hand side of the equation. Dividing the left hand side of the given equation in succession by x minus 2 and x minus 2, we have quotient as x square minus 10x plus 24 equating to 0. We have roots for this as x equal to 4 and 6. Hence the roots of the given equation are 2, 4, 6 and 8. Now example number 6. If alpha is a real root of the equation x raised to power 3 plus px square plus qx plus r equal to 0, where p, q and r are real, then the other two roots are real if p square minus 4q plus 2p alpha minus 3 alpha square is greater than or equal to 0. Since alpha is a root of given equation x3 plus px square plus q plus r equal to 0, therefore x minus alpha will exactly divide the polynomial. By synthetic division, what we have depressed equation as x square plus p plus alpha x plus q plus p alpha plus alpha square equal to 0. The roots of this equation will be real if b square minus 4ac is greater than or equal to 0. Finding and solving, we get p square minus 4q minus 2p alpha minus 3 alpha square is greater than or equal to 0. Now taking example number 8th, find the remainder in the division of x3 plus 3px plus q by x minus alpha square and deduce that x3 plus 3px plus q equal to 0 has two equal root if q square plus 4p3 equal to 0. The given polynomial is fx is equal to x3 plus 3px plus q. In order to divide first by x minus alpha square, we have to divide two times by x minus alpha, x minus a, using synthetic division. Divide two times, we have thus the quotient is x plus 2 alpha 2a, and remainder is given by r equal to first remainder plus first divisor into second remainder, r1 plus x minus alpha r2. Putting the values and solving, 3a square plus p into x plus q minus 2a3. Now x3 plus 3px plus q equal to 0 will have two equal roots if x minus alpha square divides it exactly, that is remainder is equal to 0. That is 3 into a square plus p x plus q minus 2a3 equal to 0 for all x. Comparing the coefficient of x and constant term in both sides, we get a square plus p equal to 0, a square equal to minus p. Cubing both sides, we have a6 equal to minus p3 and q minus 2a3 equal to 0, 2a3 is equal to q, and squaring here 4a6 is equal to q square, marking this as 2 and 3. Using 2 and 3, we get 4 into minus p3 is equal to q square, and solving this, 4p3 plus q square equal to 0. Hence this has two equal roots if q square plus 4p3 is equal to 0. Now example number 9th, use the method of synthetic division to express this given polynomial 5x4 minus 3x3 plus x square plus x plus 1 as a polynomial in powers of x minus 1. The given polynomial is fx is equal to 5x raised to power 4 minus 3x cube plus x square plus x plus 1, marking this as number 1. Expressing first as a polynomial in powers of x minus 1, we have fx is equal to a1 x minus 1 raised to power 4 plus a2 into x minus 1 raised to power 3 plus a3 into x minus 1 square plus a4 x minus 1 plus a5. Using synthetic division and dividing by 1, we get coefficients of this polynomial as a1 is 5, a2 is 17, a3 is 22, a4 is 14 and a5 is 5. Hence the required polynomial is fx is equal to 5 into x minus 1 raised to power 4 plus 17 into x minus 1 raised to power 3 plus 22 into x minus 1 square plus 14 into x minus 1 plus 5. Okay dear students, solve exercise 7.1, and if you have any problem then discuss with me. Thank you.